Okay, everybody. Just going over some charts here. It is March 18th at 10:30, 1 p.m. And this is a chart of the Euro USD. And want to make a quick video on kind of how I go in and get an idea of what I'm looking for and how to analyze this and try to catch a big move. And I'm talking a move that could be 100 plus. Um, Finding that out is very helpful. Getting into the trades a little trickier, but this video is not about the entry, it's about the analysis to, give you an idea of what you're looking for, and so you're not entering bullish trades when the thing is actually bearish or vice versa. So let's get into it. And the way I start my analysis is I like to back the chart as far out as I can to get a good view of what's going on. And also, I like to start on a 1 hour chart. Now, I don't place my trades off the 1 hour chart because I do a lot of trading on Nadex, and the contracts are quite a bit shorter in a lot of cases. So you want to be hammering down to a 15-minute, maybe even a 5 minute chart for the entry. But I mainly stay on a 15-minute chart. I'm very rarely on the 1 hour. It's just to get the initial landscape of what is going on. And as you can see, Euro USD has been in a major downtrend. So let's just draw a line, what's been going on here really. I would say something along these lines, with the exception of this little uh, price action here that popped out, came right back in. So basically that is your primary trend line, okay? And I know there's probably a lot of people right now saying that it's bullish, because if you're looking at it on a shorter time frame, you can say it is bullish. Okay, so overall we have a downtrending Euro USD, and it right now is right at the primary trend line. So potentially, if things shape up on some of the lower time frames, to give us some sell opportunities. We are looking for sells on this. Okay, I'm not looking to go long on this, and what we can do is we can make some trades and have very little risk, with a good, profit potential here. And if you get stopped out because it does break out, no big deal. Your risk is still small. So anyway, step one of the analysis is really done here. It is a downtrending Euro USD. So in downtrending markets, we are looking for peaks to sell. That's what we are looking to do. Okay, so I'm going to come back in. I'm going to go over to the 15-minute chart. And you can see, let me make these so you can see the candles. You can see we're messing around with that primary trend line, which I drew on the 1 hour chart. And a big sign is this right here. This wick. Price shot up. Now today we had FOMC and we had some other people speaking around 4 o'clock. That's exactly when that candle came out at 4 o'clock, so it was a news event. Nonetheless, this candle tells a bit of a story here. The long wick suggests, that buyers try to drive the price up, but the sellers ram the price back down, so price is not comfortable up in that area yet. And that kind of jives with the trend line. Okay, so it's up here and it's meeting serious resistance there. So I'm not looking to go bullish on this as of yet, because of that mainly. Also, you had the Bollinger Band here. You can see the Bollinger Band, which is the gray lines. The Bollinger Band, you had close outside, and then over here you had close inside the Bollinger Band, which shows a sign of a weakening upward move. Okay, so we're still looking to be short on these. Now, you have an interesting area right here, as you got, I'm going to put my line in here. Okay, you have a line right in there where you've had some decent support. Okay, and what you have happening here now, to kind of a little background on what goes on with the market, when you have lines like this, or support like this, or resistance, whatever, but in this case a support, there's people that are buying here. Okay, and what they're doing is, when you buy in a situation like that, you're going to be putting your stop loss right under it, like this. So all these candles that are along this line right here, there's people putting stops under there. Okay, so just put a few X's here to show, there is stops hanging out under there. Okay, same here, comes right down. There is stops under here, orders. And I'll get into this in a little bit, but the market loves to eat orders. Okay, that's what it does. So when it stacks them up like this, eventually it's going to be coming to get those orders. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind, and a little insight into possibly where the market could go. Um, and what I see here is, the market has come up like this, and guess what the market was doing all the way up here? I'm going to show you. It's creating orders. Okay, let me put some lines in. Wherever there's a big up move, a big candle, or the start of an up move or a down move, the start of any type of decent move, okay, like right here, big candle, a lot of buying. You want to mark that level right there, okay? And right here, we had a little retracement, came back down, big candle right there. Lots of orders right here, okay? Lots of orders there. And we had lots of orders right here, and look what happened to them. They all got taken out. So you had lots of orders right at this big candle right here. Right? Okay. So the market shot up. People all bought right here. This thing is whacked back down. But people had stops, okay? All right here at this level. Look where the market went. It went up and it came right back under that line just to whack out all those orders that were right there. Now people are buying. They're putting orders under here. Okay? They're putting orders under here. You got all stop orders. This has a good chance of possibly taking some of these people out. Okay? Just like there's orders up here now. There's orders right here. Okay? And there's orders right here where this move started. Okay? Right there. So, sometimes before the market does head in the direction you think, it pops up, eats orders, and comes right back down. So, you got to keep this in mind about the orders. So, we did have some orders here, like I said. And we got some orders down here. And then the next place that there would be orders will be, where this move kind of started. And this whole line, you know how many stops are right in here? Check this out. All under here, okay? This whole line. Right there. I love seeing lines like that because that means there is a plethora of stop orders just hanging out there, and eventually they're going to be eaten. Okay? So we have all along here orders, stop orders right there. Right? Stop orders right here. Oops. What happened here? Okay. Stop orders right here. All along here. This whole thing. Stop orders. There. Here. Right? Here. So these traders trying to drive the market up are putting all their stops under there. Now you got all these stops even over here. You got stops over here too. All this stuff. These two peaks right here, more stops. Okay? Stops here. Stops here. Stops right there. So you got all this stuff here. Okay? All these stops. Get out of the way. Alright? So a lot of times what the market does, it creates, I call them valleys of death. And, well, this one would be a peak of death, but it creates like a face here. And all the way up there, the market is creating people to put stop orders at these spots. Okay, even right in here, you see where a little retracement right there. Okay, there's a little retracement right here. So again, these are orders again here. Alright, so let me just put one more X in there. I think you guys get the point so far. I hope. So check it out. We got orders, 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 orders right there. Got a few above the market still, so I may go up there and grab them. But I would be looking for a short play here. The primary trend that we talked about is down, okay? And it's a huge wick here, and you can see this is live right now. It's meeting serious resistance up there. So it may come down here and try to eat some of these orders. Doesn't always get them all, but a lot of the times it takes a good bit of them out. Now, even a sharp downtrend, uptrend, I'm going to show you some examples. It creates these valleys and these faces just so it can feed itself to keep it going. So let's go back to the 15-minute chart. So again, looking for, my bias would be bearish on this. Now, all of these things here are their edges, their top edges, bottom edges. Now you can see it's stuck in this little consolidation here, okay? I mean, you could right now sell something at this top edge right here, this line, put a stop just on the other side of it. That's what you can do, okay? And try to catch a move. If it goes up, you lose a few bucks. If it breaks down, you make good money as it comes down to eat these orders. And you can see the levels where it's going to be coming to. Okay, so as it would get to each one of these levels, you would see if it's reacting to it, if it's going to bounce back up. If it goes flying right through it, then it's going to go further. So just, you play it level by level like that. But I like what I see stacking up here for a bearish play on Euro USD right now. Now, what I was saying, let's go back and look at a 1-hour chart, and I'm going to show you some examples here of how the market creates peaks and valleys and all that stuff, like what I call the valley of death, and I call it that because it just sets these orders up and comes and eats them all. So you can see the face that we drew there, and the reason why I think this is coming down. Okay, look what happened previous to this move. Check this out. Look at this move down here, and what's it doing? It's cupping back up, and it's just nailing all these people in here. The stop orders here, the stop orders there, the stop orders there, there, okay? There. All those orders just got eaten right there, okay? Check out this little one. Comes down, creates a little one, right? Eats all those orders, heads back down, all right? Same thing here. It comes straight down, comes up, eats some orders, goes back down, creates a valley, eats the orders, goes back down, creates a valley, eats the orders, goes back down, creates a valley, eats the orders, goes back down. Okay? So now, that was kind of a sideways move there, so you're going to get the peaks and valleys. Look at the down move. What does it do? Comes down, cups up, eats some orders, comes down. Look at this candle. Took out all this stuff right here. Okay? Comes down, and now this one arcs over. Okay, so it's going up there, arcs over, so that arc over eats all those orders. Okay, comes back down, creates a big cup, eats orders, feeds itself, keeps it on going. It needs to keep eating to keep moving. Okay, a lot of people talk about it like a shark that goes and eats, the little fish and just keeps eating and keeps moving along. So, kinda, you can keep that mindset in order. And here, excuse me, here you have a huge cup right there that is taking out massive, massive orders. But you can see how that downtrend that's right at that line, potentially you're going to be getting a sell-off here. I would be a little less inclined to say we're going to get the sell-off if we didn't have this huge wick right here. So I'd be setting some tight stops and looking for some bearish plays possibly to unfold here. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, but I can just show you example after example of what I'm talking about here. I just want to open this up a bit. Oh, Got on the wrong chart. Okay, so I'll zoom in a little bit so you can actually see the candles, but you can see what happens is you have right here, big sell-off, and look what happens. All the orders that were over here get eaten. Okay, now look at this we'll take this whole section, right here. Okay, take that whole section right there. All right. So starting at this point right here, okay? Tons of orders right there, right? Right above these candles over here. Let me just change the color of this thing. Okay? So you got orders hanging out right there. A lot of orders because look at the amount of selling that went on here, okay? And then more orders right here. More orders all up in here. All up in there. More orders right in here. I mean, there's tons of orders here because these are big moves down here, okay? So you got all people setting their stops right in there. And let's see, there's orders here. And there's orders here. So it's just setting itself up. There's probably some orders in here. And then it says, now this wick may have whacked some of these orders, but there's more orders in here. Okay? So this whole time, and this is not the whole time that it's setting up these orders on top, the big orders. Look at this. It's creating cups. It's eating along the way. There's all orders here. They all get eaten. There's all orders here. They all get eaten. There's all orders here. They all get eaten. Orders here. They get eaten. Orders here, they get eaten, and orders here, they get eaten. But I've made a box on this area because I want to show you how this works. It creates these big valleys, okay? Just like that. And what you have is the orders that are up here, well, it goes all the way down. All these orders are out there. And look what happens right at the end of this section I drew. Bam. Shh. Takes them all right out. Maybe these survive here, barely. And I'm sure they'll get taken out. Oh, well, check this out. This is right here. You see this wick right here? That wick right there? Let's draw a line. Let's draw a line across here where that wick is. You think that wick finished the job here? Took out these guys? Okay? This guy that survived? Look at that one wick right there. That wick took out everything else that was surviving. And this peak took out mostly everything. This wick finished the job. Now where would price go after that wick, you think? Look at these wicks. Serious selling pressure there, right? See where it goes. Look at this. You think these two wicks are clues? What's coming up here? See that wick? Okay? This thing came up here, collected whatever other orders you can get, because there's big orders sitting up here. This is a big move down. There was a lot of selling going on there. This thing took all these orders, and look at this. Big sell-off. Big sell-off, okay? So, got to keep your eyes open for things like this, because these are clues, because when you see a wick like this, put a line at the top of that thing, and you'll see what it's doing. It's just coming over here just to get that. That's all it's doing. Big sell-off right there. Now, as big as this sell-off is, right? There's another what? Shaping up here. Another valley of death. Here it comes all the way down. Look at this. It almost retraces 100% to eat all those orders. I'm sure eventually later on it'll get it at some point. Okay? But that's all it just keeps doing. Valleys. Valleys, eating orders, eating orders, eating orders. Okay? That's all it does. So that's just a little insight into that. Let's see if I can find any other quick examples here. That was our example there. Let me see if I can jump onto another pair real quick. Okay, Euro JPY. Let's see here. Just bear with me a second. Okay, yes, this is the example I was looking for here. This is an awesome example right here. When you start seeing a solid defined line shaping up just like this one right here, okay? Price comes up, orders. Price comes up, orders. Price comes up, orders. Price comes up, orders. Stacking up. Big time orders all in here, okay? In the meantime, it's stacking up the orders underneath it as well. This right here, this whole line, it took from December 21st to about December 29th. Okay? So 8 days stacking orders. And in the meantime, it's eating orders in between, but the big orders are at the peaks and the valleys. That's where the big orders is. That's where the big money is, at the edges. Okay? So you do have an edge here too. You know, there's an edge right down here. People putting orders. See that channel that's there? You want to be making plays on the outsides of those channels to make your money, and you better take profits, because if you just sit there and you don't take your profits, eventually the shark is going to come and get you. And it comes in the form of a wick. Okay? It's going to bring this in a little bit so you can see. You see this? See this wick and this candle right here? Right before a huge sell-off, what do you think it does? Pops up, right? Pops up, that one wick right there takes out 8 days of orders up there. Just before a huge move down. Look at that move down. And that move down did what? Took out 8 days of orders underneath. And over here, go back a few more days, 10 days of orders. Took out all these orders. Look at that. Took out all these orders. That whole move right there. See that? See this wick? Check this wick out. What do you think this wick is taking out? Let's go back. Let me scrunch it up so you can see here. Where is it? Okay, here it is. You see this wick right here? Right here. That one wick. Look what that took out. That took out this bottom edge right here. So, with that one wick, it took out all the orders up there. And there was orders here and here, even further back. See this? Here and here. So, about 12 days of orders. Here, 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 taken out with one wick. And then this move takes out all this. And this one wick makes sure it finishes the job, eats all that, hangs out, goes back down. So that's how the market works. Okay? So you want to find these lines where orders set up, okay? And you could be selling off that the whole time and making money. Just make sure you take your profit, because eventually the market's going to run down. And if you see a wick like that, you get yourself a sell order, you're making mad money right there on that, because it's just going to eat orders for a long time right there. I mean, that move alone is it's 147.17 and 144. I mean, it's a 250 point move from the 29th of December to the 30th. 1 day, 250 pip move. If you're trading Nadex, I mean, that's on spreads, and you do 10 contracts on that, that's $2,500 in 1 day right there. If you could put the spreads together and make it work to get the whole move. But you don't need to get the whole move. Get 50 pips of it. Get 100 pips of it. Whatever. Just be cognizant. When you see a little up move like that, take a look to your left to see if there's orders stacked on that line. But there usually is, obviously, because there's people putting stop orders in there. So just, back the charts out. Don't be, on a, when I first started trading, I'm always on a, a 1 minute chart like this. And I mean, it's 1 minute. And what are you going to, you can trade a 1 minute the same way we're trading the levels, but to get a real, feel for what the market is doing, you need to back it out at least 1 hour. Do your initial analysis on that 1 hour. Like here, look at this whole dome shape thing. Okay, what do you think this is doing all the way up to the peak of this dome? Orders, orders, orders. What happens? Comes right down, takes all those orders out right there. Done. Okay, look at this. Forms a bowl, right? Bowl forming, shoots way up, takes this wick alone, takes out almost everything over here. Okay, now probably form a little one of these, something like that. So that's kind of what I wanted to get out there. I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, please comment in the forum section over at the optiontradersgroup.com, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions.